Hey there, Chelsea here, MonarchAlley. I am a vintage lover, thrifter, and part-time reseller, and today I am making a how-to video for you on how to ship the awkward item that is the Guitar Hero guitar. Yes, friends, this is it. This is an Explorer that I sold on eBay for $90 with free shipping, and I'm gonna show you how simple it really can be to ship this out. As you can see, it's rather large. It's about 28 inches long, and what was it? I think about 14 inches wide. Pretty thin though, so it's kind of an awkward shape. Now, there are a lot of ways to go about doing this, but the most simple way that I have found is to use two simple mailing boxes provided by USPS. These are free for your use if you are shipping USPS priority mail. As you can see, priority mail. This is just, as you can see, called a mailing box. It is not a medium flat rate, although it is very similar dimensions to a medium flat rate. But with just two of these boxes, I should be able to fit this entire guitar safely, get it to the buyer quickly. It's gonna be great. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, so the first step is to assemble the boxes individually. Now what I do, and I'm going to try to spare you the taping noises, so I'll do some of that in the background. But what I do is just like open these flaps up and put them down, and then these boxes do have that adhesive. So you could just take this cover right off. Oops, there we go, take that right off. And there's adhesive there. Now, general rule of thumb for me is to not trust the adhesive ever, especially when mailing something that's sold for $90 on eBay. So I do go ahead and lay this down, but when we're done, I'll be giving this box a lot of extra tape, and you'll see part of the reason why. Because what I'll do is I have this as kind of the starter box. You can slide the guitar in there and see how it's going to fit. And sorry, I'm not a Vanna White, so I'm not very good at showing this, but you can slide it and you can see, okay, yeah, like it's definitely fitting in this box. The width is perfect. I'm not going to put it in the box without bubble wrap, but that's just to kind of gauge where we're at with the Frankenbox situation. I use that adhesive tape for the bottom there, and then I'm going to go ahead and just kind of pop open the other one without doing any adhesive. And so you should be able to just kind of form it. Sorry, these have been sitting a minute. And then what I will do is actually insert this box into the first one that I did. Now, the problem you're going to encounter is that these boxes are exactly the same size. So to be able to put this box within the other will cause a little bit of breakage that I reinforce with tape. I've shipped like 3 of these guitars and I've had very good luck with this. But if you have any tips on how to avoid that breakage, feel free to drop a comment below. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and tape up the start of it, and I'll show you what it looks like. Here's some super speedy footage of me taping the boxes and positioning the guitar. I just wanted to provide this as a quick visual of what it looks like, and yeah, it's pretty awkward putting these together. Okay, so I have put the boxes together and taped them. I'll show you what it looks like. I actually didn't get the breakage that sometimes I get, and I think that's because I left the flaps loose instead of taping them straight. So that's kind of cool. So I put it in the box, and I just I went ahead and taped and reinforced the original flaps. So you can kind of see there, it's a box in a box, y'all. Pretty simple. And you can edit these mailing boxes, but if it were a flat rate, you cannot Frankenbox that. You cannot alter the flat rate boxes. But because this is a mailing box, it is okay to put 2 together and alter them. So now the next step would be just to go ahead and place the guitar in it again to make sure that it's the right size, because I am thinking I might go ahead and need a third to make sure that the head of the guitar is safely placed in there. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see if it's tall enough or not. I went ahead and taped, oh my gosh, y'all, pro tip. I went ahead and balled up the cord and taped it, because as I was playing with this and trying to get the guitar in the box earlier, the cord kept getting stuck everywhere and getting tangled on things. I'm like, Chelsea, tape the cord. So here we are with the cord taped, or you could rubber band it. And I probably should have done the same with the strap. Oh, there we go. Nearly dropped the friend. Okay, so as you can see, it's fully contained in here, but the question is, can I fold down these flaps and seal the box? No, I cannot, because I'll show you. It's sticking out just a smidge. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and add a third box, because I know that when I add a little bubble wrap to the guitar, that will make it sit up even higher. So I guess I was wrong. You don't need 2 boxes You might need 3 unless you use like a longer box or your own box. So another way to go about doing this would be to use some of your own boxes, maybe like a brown box that you received from Amazon or something, and you can do some slicing and dicing to help it fold a different way. There are lots of great videos out there on how to do that. So I'm not going to share that with you today, but like I said, just kind of like to use these mailing boxes because they are the perfect size, and I will put the dimensions in the description below. Or actually no, I think I can just quickly say they are 12.125 by 2.75 by 13.375. So I'll try to put that in there as well, but it does show it on the box. 12 by 2 by 13 right there. So yeah, these boxes are so great for these guitars. I really love them, but apparently I will need a third. So I'm gonna get a third so I can put that on top to close it off. But first, I am going to bubble wrap the guitar. I just wanna make sure that it arrives safely. And one of my main priorities will be, well, I can't get this out right now, will be the whammy bar. I'll show you what that is and what I do to protect it. I'm going to do my best to show you what I do with this whammy bar. This piece right here is the whammy bar, and that's what bends the sound when you're playing. And as you can see, it moves, it's supposed to move, that's how it works. So yeah, what I want to do is make sure that this piece doesn't get broken because, hey, when you're really wailing, you wanna have that whammy bar. So I use smaller bubble wrap. I think I just grabbed this at Staples. There's probably cheaper places to get it, but it's gotten me pretty far as I've shipped mugs and whatnot with this one roll. But what I'll do is like stuff that in, like under it, so that way it doesn't really move a lot, and around it. So I really am just kind of trying to cover this whammy bar as much as possible and make it really thick to kind of protect how that sits. So that way in shipment, like right now, if I put a little pressure on it, or if I put pressure on it, it moves a little bit, but it's not really moving a lot. So, you know, obviously I would do a better job of wrapping this up, making sure it's really nice and thick under there, and then tape that down before applying like bigger bubble wrap all around the guitar. And once again, that's to protect the working components of this guitar. Although it does sit nicely in the box, it doesn't really jut out. This is just going to continue to protect it while it's in delivery. Okay, just quickly, I'm going to show kind of what it looks like once I've really gotten a lot of bubble wrap under the whammy bar. Maybe you can see it better from this angle. And then I taped it down to make it secure, but the main focus for me was getting that bubble wrap like kind of under the hinge. So that way when it's pressed, it doesn't move down a lot, so it shouldn't be damaged in delivery. So this has been really successful for me. And then the next step will be to just put some larger bubble wrap if it'll fit. I kind of have this thick bubble wrap that I got from like a previous shipment. So if this doesn't take up too much room in the box, then I'll use that. Otherwise, I'll use my roll of smaller bubble wrap. And I'm gonna just put like one layer around the guitar and then get the guitar in the box and add more in the empty spaces to make sure it doesn't wiggle around too much. General rule with breakable objects is just to do the shake test. Once you have it packaged up, and you give it a little jiggle, does it make a lot of noise? Do you hear it moving around in there, or is it solid and secure? You want it to not move around because that reduces the likelihood that it'll get bumped in shipment and potentially, you know, broken or damaged in some way. So that's what I'll be doing next. All right, so here she is all bubble wrapped. She ain't cute, and I'm going to do a little bit extra security taping. But I ended up doing the small bubble wrap on the body so that way it would fit into this limb box a little bit more easily. And then the thicker bubble wrap on the head, the neck and the head of the guitar. One thing to note too is that some guitars, not this one, but some guitars can actually, the neck and the head can come off of the body and you could fit it a little more easily into those smaller boxes, but this one has to be shipped intact, all of it. So yeah, I have the body bubble wrapped in the small bubble wrap, and I've got this thicker bubble wrap here, and then I'm going to put a layer in the box, put the guitar in, and then fill in the gaps. So we'll do that next. All right, friends, so getting that third box on was a little bit more tricky, and that's where we're gonna see some of that breakage that I was talking about. So the box is pretty much split, and that's because now we have the box with the bubble, or the item with the bubble wrap, and it's making the box a little bit more thick, but I do have confidence it'll still ship well because as you can see, there's still a box under it. This is just to get that top to close, which it does. So what I'll do is tape this up really well along this line and make sure to get these gaps here where the flaps are, tape this down as well. So no, water damage could happen to the item or anything like that. But yeah, this is pretty much how I've shipped these in the past and it's gone really well. So like I said, I'm gonna tape this up And of course I can't forget my thank you note where I put my little name on there, put that in there, thank you. And so yeah, I'll fold this down, tape it up here, here, and along the flaps, and I'll probably do one long piece of tape down it. So I'll do that now and I'll show you how it looks. So there you have it. There's a guitar in this box, and someone's gonna really rock out. As you can see, I taped all along this area where the boxes meet. Okay, you see the shiny. I also taped all along the broken area so that no water can get in there. I reinforced both ends, okay? So I'm not just using that seal that comes on the box, I'm using some tape. One pro tip that I got from the FI resellers was that you can get like priority mail stickers and use that to kind of reinforce the flaps as well and use less packing tape. But of course I haven't picked those up yet, so I'm just using my packing tape. But yeah, I feel really good about this, and let's do the shake test. Okay, can you hear anything? No, it does not move a muscle. So yeah, I feel really good about this. You know, the buyer might get this and think, what is going on here? But I'm very confident that they are going to receive the guitar in the condition that it was described, and that they're gonna have a really good time playing Guitar Hero with it. So I feel really good about this. Now these practices and this method can be utilized for a lot of other objects as well. Perhaps you have a board game that is a very long board game. I don't know if you know this, but they have a board game box through USPS, but it's a flat rate, and it's at the large flat rate shipping price. So it's like 17, 18 bucks to ship it that way. So if you're a seller that offers free shipping, that's really gonna hurt. Whereas this actually, the postage for this will cost me $9 to get it to the buyer in West Virginia, I believe. So yeah, I'm in the Midwest, so maybe that helps me, but that's not bad. And this weighs about 3.5 pounds. I think I put it at the 4-pound rate just to kind of play it safe. So yeah, you can definitely use this kind of Frankenbox strategy for other items, board games, I don't know, vintage goods. Just make sure that you protect the item really well with bubble wrap and packing supplies, and tape it up very securely so that way nothing will come loose in transit. So that's what I have for you today. I hope that you found this valuable. If you have any additional tips that you'd like to share, as always, put them in the comments below. And if you learned something new today, let me know. And this shouldn't take you more than like 10 minutes once you get used to it. But I have to tell you, the first time or two is super awkward. Even doing it today didn't take me long, but it was super awkward in finagling these boxes to fit. So don't feel bad if that's the case. Just get the thing done and sell those high price, awkward size items. Thanks again, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye.